Tonight on UCentral News, UCO students start their own protest on campus. An iconic scientist gets recognized on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Chelsea Rios will have your social media update. OU quarterback is seriously injured during a game. How long will he be out? Phil Rodriguez will have your sports news.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I am Luke Underwood.
And I'm Valerie Scott, and you are watching UCentral News.
For the third day in a row, UCO students have engaged with a visitor to campus who calls himself Brother Sebastian.
UCO's Campus Plaza near Bronco Lake draws off-campus visitors every week to engage with students. This space has been designated a space accessible even to the public. Brother Sebastian has preached on campus the last 3 days in a row. Now students are taking action and making sure their voices are heard.
Whole group me and it blew up. So now we're a whole thing. We're petitioning to be a club called Students for Peace and Equality. And we're just out here to show students that there is a safe place on campus and that there are people who are on their side and willing to stand up against the hatred and the bigotry that some people possess.
I am actually a queer firefighter, and I'm actually a funeral services student. People like him is the reason why I'm going to have queer kids on my tables at work, because they killed themselves or hatred like that had somebody kill them, and I do not want that to happen. I thought being up here, I would not run into these types of people anymore, but I was wrong.
Brother Sebastian said he felt called to come to UCO and that he is not linked to any particular church or denomination.
I love every single one of my neighbors, and my enemy is not the person, but the lies that hold them captive.
Some students are frustrated with his words in other ways.
We have a traffic alert for drivers in Edmond. The main entrance to Target is temporarily closed. Repaving the street began on Monday and is expected to end on Friday. During this time, the westbound and eastbound lane off 2nd Street will be closed. Shoppers should use an alternative entry points located on the South Bryant next to Sonic or on 2nd Street at Blackwelder Avenue. As this is a high traffic area, drivers should expect possible delays.
A collection of prominent conservatives are stepping in to serve as a featured guest on Charlie Kirk's National College Tour. The conservative activist was shot to death at an event in Utah earlier this month. The list of prominent speakers includes Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and Senator Mike Lee of Utah, along with media figures such as Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Glenn Beck. Turning Point USA, the conservative youth network that Kirk founded in 2012, announced the slate of speakers on Monday. The tour includes a total of 11 campus dates over the next 2 months, preserving 7 stops originally planned before Kirk's death and adding 4 additional events in Virginia, Oklahoma, Alabama, and California.
Temperatures are changing. Is fall right around the corner?
Sam Freely will have your first look at weather. Stay with us.
Hey guys, we're going to take a quick sneak peek at the weather. It's about 78 degrees today and it feels just like it. We've got some light wind gusts, 12 miles an hour from the north, and a little bit of cloud cover today. Now there's going to be no more rain this week. Hopefully we got all that out of the way this morning, and we're looking at mid-80s throughout the week, so not too much to worry about. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Sam, for that weather update. Up next, at least 1 person is dead and 2 are injured after a shooting at a U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement office in Dallas. Authorities also say the gunman is dead himself after a self-inflicted shot. Ivan Rodriguez reports.
There were shots fired at our Dallas field office. Right now, preliminary information is a possible sniper.
Several agencies are investigating a deadly shooting at an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Dallas. Officials say at least 2 of the victims are detainees and no law enforcement officers were injured.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
This is at least the 3rd shooting to target a Texas ICE facility this year. The field office in Dallas has held more than 8,000 temporarily detained persons over the first 6 months of President Donald Trump's administration, according to data obtained by the Deportation Data Project. FBI Director Kash Patel shared an image on social media of what authorities say are the bullets connected to the shooting.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
The acting field director for ICE Dallas called for an end to extreme political rhetoric.
It's just got to stop. It's dangerous, and people are losing their lives.
While Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson asked for calm and patience as the investigation continues.
There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and I want to encourage all of you to exercise a little bit of restraint and allow them to do their job.
In Dallas, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
A decades-old group that focused on supporting women in the military is being terminated. The Pentagon says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is eliminating the Defense Advisory Committee on Women in the Services. According to a statement on social media, Hegseth said the organization advances a, quote, divisive feminist agenda that hurts combat readiness. The committee in question debuted in 1951, which is around the time women started to take on larger roles in the military. The group offered advice on topics like body armor, domestic abuse support, and health care.
Dr. Ben Carson has another role in the Trump administration. He has been sworn in as the National Advisor for Nutrition, Health, and Housing at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Carson will advise both Donald Trump and Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins.
So many people who are in the lower socioeconomic groups do not get good nutrition. We're going to expand the things that are shelved, that are kept in the stores, that are healthy foods.
Carson served as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development in President Trump's first administration.
Stay with us as Sam Freely will have your full look at weather after the break.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum.
This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive.
Why? My. Oh. Hey Broncos, it's about 78 degrees outside right now. We've got a little bit of cloud cover, some light wind gusts from the north, only about 12 miles an hour. Now, there's going to be no more rain this week. I know we had some this morning and some just groggy conditions this morning. Not my favorite personally, but this week we are looking at all mid-80s, so not too much variation in our highs this week. Now, today, currently, we're looking at 70s across most of the state, and then as we get into the south here, we're looking at some low 80s. It's going to be about 79 here in the metro area, and then even up into the low 70s here in the northern parts of the state. 59 tonight, mostly cloudy. some light wind gusts, and hopefully no rain tonight. As I said, 59 here in the metro area, and then low 50s up in the north, and then high 50s down in the south. Low points seem to be 50 up in the panhandle, and then our high is going to be 60s in some of the eastern parts of the state. Tomorrow, it'll be a little bit warmer than today, 82 here in the metro, and then 80s most of the state, even 78 here in Woodward and Miami, and low 80s across the state, and then we'll warm up throughout the week. Now, tomorrow morning, it will be about 59 degrees as the sun comes up tomorrow, and then at noon we'll get to around 75 degrees, and then we'll climb up to around 80 and peak there at about 5 p.m. tomorrow. This week we're looking at mid 80s, as I said before, even 79 on Monday. Some light cloud cover Monday and Tuesday, but clear conditions the rest of the week. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Sam, for that weather update. I don't know, I love the summer, but I'm sure ready for those fall temperatures.
Absolutely.
Coming up, which early 2000s icon is starring in a new TV show?
And which of your favorite childhood scientists received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Chelsea Rios will have your social media update after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello Broncos, I'm Chelsea Rios and this is your social media update. Scarlett Johansson stepped behind the camera for her first feature-length directorial debut, Eleanor the Great. Johansson got the chance to direct a movie with actress June Squibb, known for her role in the comedy drama Nebraska, and starred in the 2024 movie Thelma. She is now going to star in Eleanor the Great. Johansson says she is excited to work with Squibb to showcase all of her dramatic and comedic ability. The movie is coming to theaters this Friday, September 26th. A new Paris Hilton animated series released on YouTube Tuesday and has her fans excited about its release. Paris created this series as something she would have loved to see as a child. She also said she wanted to make something a whole family can enjoy watching together with good lessons. Lessons in the series include family values, just like the importance of being kind and spreading love and helping each other out and supporting your friends. One thing she wants to avoid is the show being annoying. She said, "I feel like Cocomelon and those kind of cartoons are just kind of annoying, and my kids don't even like watching them." This series is inspired for her kids, who she wants to inspire good values onto them. She said, "This has been the favorite era of my life." Bill Nye finally got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was honored with 2,821st star on Monday, September 22nd under the category of television. Bill Nye posted on Instagram saying, "It's been the experience of a lifetime spreading the lessons of science to people around the world, and I know we all have the power to change the world because of it." Bill Nye made a speech at the ceremony thanking family, friends, and everyone who has supported him. He added on to the end, "I couldn't have done it without you." And suits from the original Batman series is up for auction and many more. You can bid on the original Batman and Robin costumes worn by Adam West and Burt Ward in the original Batman show from the 60s. The bid minimum is set to $200,000. There's also the Fonzie leather jacket worn by Henry Winkler on Happy Days, original Star Trek uniforms of characters Captain Kirk and Spock, and the original Wonder Woman costume. There are many more costumes up for auction, as well as props and promotional materials seen on TV shows from the 1950s to the 70s. Heritage Auction is hosting the auction, which starts October 24th. And that's all for your social media update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Chelsea, I am so happy to hear that Bill Nye is getting his recognition. I was a fan of him as a child, and I'm a fan of him as an adult. Thank you for the social media update. Coming up, which D1 quarterback is out with injury?
And what is happening in the MLB? Phil Rodriguez will have your sports stories after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
How's it going, Broncos? Phil Rodriguez here with a national sports update for you. Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer underwent surgery for his broken right hand today in Los Angeles, said Coach Brent Venables in an announcement yesterday. Mateer sustained the injury in the first quarter of Oklahoma's win over Auburn last weekend, but finished the game despite the break. Although Mateer is expected to only be out a month, he'll miss key matchups against rival number 10 Texas on October 11th, as well as a home game versus 13th-ranked Ole Miss on October 25th. It may be possible for the Heisman hopeful to return for a big away game at Tennessee's Neyland Stadium November 1st. Now, the Major League Baseball season is winding down, and teams are chasing the final playoff spots. Let's check some highlights from some huge matchups last night. We'll kick it off bottom of the fifth in Cleveland with the Detroit Tigers leading the Guardians 1-0. Tarek Skubal, filthy inside fastball to strike out Brian Rocchio. But then top of the sixth, the Tigers came roaring back with Riley Green introducing barrel to ball to make it 2-0, going deep right there. But then bottom of the sixth, things start going wrong for Skubal, who gives up a bloopy grounder to Jose Ramirez that scores Stephen Kwan to make it 2-1. But then after that, less a highlight than a low light, very scary moment as David Fry leans into bunt for the guards and ends up taking a Tarek Skubal fastball straight to the face. Fry was okay, but will miss 6 to 8 weeks with a facial fracture, and Skubal was clearly shaking up. A pitch in the dirt, bottom of the 6th, saw 2 more runs score before Kyle Finnegan came out of the bullpen and gave up a couple more, with the Guardians resulting taking the game 5-2. You see they got Schneemann here on the hit, blasts it right between second and third base, and the Tigers could not stop the runs from scoring. Cleveland up a game on Detroit in the AL Central. Next up, Red Sox at Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman on the mound, top of the 6th with the score tied 1-1, gives up his second hit and second RBI to Nathan Lowe, giving the Sox a 2-1 lead. But when everything happened was 2 at-bats later, as Carlos Narvaez smashed a Gausman splitter to deep right field, right over the head of Nathan Lucas for a 2-run double, deflating the Blue Jays. The score held 4-1 for the Sox as closer Aroldis Chapman picked up his 32nd save of the season. Now we'll take a look at the standings right now in the MLB. We've got a few close pennant races. You can see the Milwaukee Brewers, Phillies, and Dodgers leading their respective divisions in the NL. Cubs, Padres, Mets, Diamondbacks, Reds, and even the Cardinals are all technically still in it. And then the Blue Jays, Mariners, and the Guardians leading their divisions in the AL. And then the wild card, Yankees, Red Sox, and Tigers fighting it out. Astros are still in it, though. It's all coming down to this. So that's it for Broncos sports. Luke, Valerie, who are you hoping wins the World Series this year?
It's always a toss-up for me, but honestly, I think I'm rooting for the Astros this year. And I was talking to Val earlier, and she said to me the Tigers. Coming up, NASA is shooting for the moon and hopefully Mars.
And Sam will have your last look at weather.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
NASA announced the 10 people selected from a pool of 8,000 applicants who will join the agency's astronaut corps. This is another step in NASA's race to return to the moon before attempting an unprecedented crewed mission to Mars. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest on the astronauts and the upcoming mission.
NASA is aiming to make another giant leap for mankind by sending a crewed mission to the moon and eventually to Mars.
Some of you may take humanity's first steps on the red planet of Mars. All of you will carry forward missions that today exist only in our dreams. But together, we're going to make these dreams a reality.
Artemis 2, a test mission that will fly around the moon, is planned to launch no later than April 2026, according to NASA, and is intended to help confirm the systems and hardware needed for deep space exploration by humans.
We are going back to the moon to establish a sustained presence. The crew there on the surface of the moon will be trying to figure out how to live off the land.
Even though the 4 astronauts for that mission have already been chosen, some of the crew members headed to Mars in the future could include any of NASA's 10 newest astronauts introduced on Monday. Among the candidates are former military, a geologist, and mechanical, aerospace, and biomedical engineers.
With upcoming exploration missions, we are pushing the boundaries of human performance. And the lessons that we learn are going to help us to excel not just in space, but in areas of human health here on Earth.
During their 2-year training, the astronauts will learn about NASA's history and vision for the future, and will take classes in geology and in water survival and space health. Upon completion, the new class will join the 48 other members of the space agency's astronaut corps and become eligible for flight assignments. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Up next, Sam will have our last look at weather.
Hey guys, we're going to take one more look at the weather this week. As you can see, mid-80s, even getting down to 79 there on Monday, and a high point of 85 here on Saturday. Oklahoma just refusing to give us the fall temperatures that we want. Guys, back to you at the desk.
In an effort to better understand the cosmic shield that surrounds the solar system is underway. It's called the heliosphere, essentially a big bubble that protects the planets, including the Earth, from cosmic radiation that surrounds the Milky Way. The NASA mission is called the Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe, or IMAP. It will take a closer look on how solar wind is formed and its reactions with the interstellar space around the heliosphere. Researchers say that IMAP will give scientists information that could help predict solar storms more accurately. And that's all the time that we have for you tonight, Broncos. Thank you for joining us.